because we start to desire the way and the manner of living of the sinners. But the wise man didn't just say we should not let our heart envy sinners, but he says, but be zealous for the fear of the Lord all the day. Brothers and sisters, I believe that this is where we are dropping the ball. The desire for God, the passion for God is not there anymore. And you find that when we start to envy the sinners, envy their goods, envy their lifestyle, envy their means of living, and all of that. But the wise man Solomon says that we should be careful that our heart don't envy sinners, but we should be zealous, that we should be passionate. We must desire the things of God all the day. In Proverbs 24, verse 19 to 20, it says, do not fret because of evildoers, nor be envious of the wicked. Why? For there would be no prospect for the evil. That means there's no hope for the evil. So it doesn't matter how the evil has spread like a green bay tree. One thing that you and I need to understand, those who engage in evil, they're like disposables. They're here today, and tomorrow they're no more. For there will be no prospect for the evil man. The lamp of the wicked will be put out. It doesn't matter, brothers and sisters, or it seems as if they're making progress. Time, as I would show us in time past, that the difference between judgment and an action is time. Verse 2 of Psalm 37 says, for they shall soon, and the key word here, soon, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Bertrand, I like this analogy, Bertrand. You see, when the rain is poured upon the grass, I'm telling you, the grass would sprung up. Yes. And sometimes you see the grass low. And a few days, with a few hours of consecutive days of showers pouring on the earth. Within a few days, brothers and sisters, you're going to realize that the grass flourishes. Unlike if you were to water the grass with the water, with the chloride, you realize, brothers and sisters, while it may grow, but the ratio of its growing compared to that of the rain is far different. It's the same thing the word of God is saying. The wicked are going to grow up fast. They're going to spread. But guess what? They shall be cut down like the grass and withered as the green herb. You would Job 14, Job 14, verse 1 to 2 says, man who is born of woman is of a few days and full of troubles. You know what Job was saying? Listen up, man. You're righteous, I am righteous, you're just here for a few days. And why? The earlier verse says, a day before the Lord is like 1,000 years before men. So the psalmist concludes by saying that man who is born, Job, man who is born of woman is of a few days and full of trouble. But the problem is not just that, just a few days. It's a trouble, full of trouble. While the days are few, the trouble is full. Hear what it says. He comes forth like a flower and fades away. He flees like a shadow and does not continue. There are a few things I want to highlight, Richard. You notice the moment a child is born, you said the child is 1 day old. Do you know that the moment a thing is born, it's actually dying at the same time? You know that? The moment we're born in a virgin, the only way we can die, we have to born. Not true? So the moment we're born is the moment we are dying. And the older we become, the closer we are to the end. And so what Job is saying here, that you and I need to be mindful that once we are born, death is imminent. And while we are living, we are dying. And as one person said, each day it's like we are on a journey. It's like we are climbing a hill. And brethren, when we reach the top of the hill, we can't stay up there. So we have to be going down. So in essence, it's like a process. The only way you and I can escape death is not being born. But the moment we are born, death is imminent. And Job said, even if you are Christian or non-Christian, you are a believer or non-believer, death is imminent. But not only that, birth on earth, life on earth is just a few days. But while we live, virgin, a lot of trouble. Trouble after trouble. Yeah, some people have trouble with a pile up. You know why? I cannot deal with them. And there are some people who now learn from them trouble. So they continue to make the same mistake and experiencing trouble. So Job was saying, listen up, brethren. We come today as a flower, but we fade away. Our time here is like shadow. Brethren, you ever observe your shadow yet? There are certain time of the morning, you may not visibly see a shadow, not true? Certain time of the morning, unless you're in dark. But then after a while, the shadow become more imminent. Not true? You're coming near to the midday. And do you know they can use a shadow to give an idea of the day? The time of the day. I can use my shadow to tell you when it's 1 o'clock, when it's 2 o'clock, when it's 3 o'clock. Because your shadow. I can know in the past midday when the shadow is now before you. So what Job is saying here, that just as how we go through the process with the shadow and we are no more. The next thing I want to highlight, Bridget, you see, sometimes I said to myself, when a man kills somebody, I wonder if him stop to think, say, that person who them kill, that person will be no more. But not only that person will not be no more, but their loved ones will not have access to them no more. And even if those persons have plans, when you take their life, their plans die with them. So Job was saying that while we live our lives, let us be mindful that in the midst of life, there is death. So in essence, what Job was saying, as I try to sum up what he alluded in Job 14, 1-2, the wicked and the ungodly, the enemy used them as disposables. Disposables. And I want to even give us an example. Even in communities where you have dogmanship. You have a guy rise up and say he's a dog. He may experience a little fame, a season of pleasure. And before you know it, the enemy get rid of him. And then set up another one. But sometime before they want to take over, they have a battle among themselves. And while they battle, people are dying. So it's like when the devil disposed them into their necks. And like the youth them just line up. Eyes are there, but they see not. Ears are there, but they hear not. Understanding are there, but they understand not. You know why? Because they're like spiritual puppet. The enemy blind them eye. Not saying to them, listen up, man. John take the road there. That is the outcome of John. If you take the same road, your outcome will be the same. But the enemies are true. John a fool. And you're wiser than John. And you may say, oh, that can't reach me. Because you're wiser than John. Only to know that you're worse than John. Because you have John as an example to avoid the path that John take. Today, they are in the spotlight of stardom. They're parked in asylum. There's some popular characters of the world who are not hearing anything from them now. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, if you Google their names, type in where are they now. Some are in asylum, place of asylums. Some would have died and there's no recognition. If you notice, Bridget, even in the movie industry and the different industries, brothers and sisters, because stars are built each day. Those who are there today, there's no assurance that they'll be there tomorrow because they are treated as disposables. So David was saying, be careful that you don't become the enemy's disposables. Where him press a button, him boots you up. And before you know it, you're part of the statistics. David was saying, be careful. Here what Psalm 19. Verse 5 to 6 says, you carry them away like a flood. They are like asleep. In the morning it flourishes and grows up, but in the evening it's cut down and withers. James chapter 1 verse 9 to 11 says, let the lowly brother glory in his exaltation, but the rich in his humiliation, because as a flower of the field, he will pass away. For no sooner as the sun rises with a burning heat, that it withers the grass, its flowers fall, and its beautiful appearance perishes. So the rich man also will fade away in his pursuit. Virgin, don't get it wrong. David and Solomon have nothing against riches. It's when people define themselves with riches. But can I tell you something, Brethren? You know what God said? Let the lowly brother glory in his exaltation. Brethren, the question one needs to ask, can God trust us? You see, over the past couple of years, I've learned a principle. And I give God thanks for the Holy Spirit, our teacher. Do you know you have a lot of people who are considered to be humble, but they're not humble? Because they never have nothing for hype over. And the moment them course are changing up. I look light. Just shine them way and them start to exalt themselves. That's why some person can't go beyond. God is protecting you from you. God don't want to lose you. So God withhold some stuff from you because God wants you to make it in. But what James is saying here, let the poor rejoice in the state that they're in. That whatever state that they're in, be it poverty or of increase, they will always remember the source. And they will not define themselves by the increase, and they will not discriminate against others who they think have less than them. Brethren, a lot of person messing up, a lot of person dropping the ball, and God says, see, every day you knock me, you ask me for increase, and I will awesome stuff, because I'm saying you need to be strengthening your faith, you need to be humble, because I want to protect you from you. That's what the word of God said. If riches increase, set not your heart on it. But you don't even have to reach riches. If you find yourself in increase, keep it far from your heart. Don't hype. Some person, brethren, I just a glimpse in a brethren, and they forgot. They abandoned their roots. I mean, the mind job, abandon the very God who's the source. One of the things, brethren, I've learned, if God seeks to honor you and bring an increase, and start hype, that will expose you to the enemy, Because the first thing the enemy will do is humiliate you. The enemy are going to lift you up, make you exalt yourself, and them goes to bloop and drop you. I've seen it. People from low degree. Some person have prayers prayed and God changed the course. Some person is not even there doing and the favors of God. Some person receives some